Tell me what you see here, Chris. Let's take a look.
Myself?
When I wake up in the morning and the alarm gets out of warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. It's alright, 'cause I'm saved by the bell. If the teacher pops a tail.
Welcome back to Saved by the Bell Boxing Channel. Back once again, episode blah, volume blah. I think it's number 8. I'm not sure. I'll have to count it up. Anyway, thanks very much for everyone watching the previous videos. The new subscribers that have come on board. It's starting to build slowly but surely. I'm not giving up on you people. Anyway, let's talk about Dillian Whyte. Dillian, how are they treating you badly? It's not happening for Dillian. I don't really know where he's going. What is he doing? So, Dillian Whyte is a fighter that says he likes to fight all comers, and they're still looking for an opponent for this coming summer. So, who will it be? Well, it's not going to be Anthony Joshua. We know that. Anthony Joshua apparently offered him £5 million to fight, but Dillian Whyte turned it down. Will he be thinking now, well, maybe I should have took that 5 million squid and taken the rematch and the dodgy percentages, whatever they may be, and the dodgy splits, just to get all those belts and then cement his reputation and carry on with the big bucks in the bigger fights later on down the line? Who knows? He seems to feel like he was undervalued by Anthony Joshua. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't. I don't know. I haven't seen the paperwork, and neither have you. Then there's Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, he was the #1 contender for the WBC title, but the WBC decided that they're going to give it to Dominic Breazeale, and now he will fight Deontay Wilder for the WBC title. Ridiculous fight, a fight that no one wants to see, but hey, that's the way it is. That's boxing nowadays. And then there's the lineal champion, Tyson Fury. Perhaps he could have a shot at the lineal title. I believe in the lineal title, although many of you people out there do not believe in it. But now Tyson Fury now has got an opponent for his summer event in Las Vegas at the MGM. So where does Dillian Whyte go now? Well, today it's been announced that there are 5 possible opponents. We don't know who those opponents are. Well, I don't know, but there's 5 possible opponents. So I decided to have a look at the BoxRec rankings, at the Ring Magazine rankings, and try and find out who these possible opponents could be. Now, remembering, Dillian Whyte likes to fight good opponents, tough opponents, likes to test himself, doesn't want to drop down levels, doesn't want tick-over fights, doesn't want warm-up fights. He wants to fight the best possible people he can fight. So, who are those people? Well, first name that's been mentioned is Alexander Povetkin, former champion, has fought on these shores a couple of times, notably against David Price and Anthony Joshua, winning one, losing one. Now, Povetkin, big enough name, brings attention, tough test, a good test, a seasoned professional, tough, technically quite good, and will come to fight and will come to bring the heat. Is that someone that Dillian Whyte could be fighting? Personally, I think yes, that could possibly be the man, but we never know until it's announced. They might spring something left field to us. So we look down the line. Gerald Miller, we know he's already tied up. Luis Ortiz, now there's a possibility. Luis Ortiz is someone that Dillian Whyte has said he would fight. Again, another name. Had a good fight with Deontay Wilder, even though he's 84 years old. We all say that. 84 years old, but still managed to rock Deontay Wilder, and could have possibly, maybe being 20 years younger, could have maybe have won that fight, but he's still a credible test, and still even failed major drug tests, but still a credible test, and someone that will bring the heat, and someone that Dillian Whyte can build a fight on, and that can test him, and to show that he is still up there, and that he's hungry for that world title shot. Now looking down the line, we've got Kubrat Pulev. Now, Pulev only recently fought last month. Is he ready to take on another fight? Would he come to the UK to fight? Who knows? Who knows? That's a possibility, but no, I don't know. That's a fight that Dillian Whyte, I believe, was offered before, but he had to go to Sofia to fight him, which he didn't want to do because he brought nothing to the table. Understandable. So the next point, we look at number 9, and I'm going off BoxRec's list of heavyweight fighters. Joseph Parker, he's not going to fight Joseph Parker again. Done that, been there, done it. Not going to do it again. Next down the line is Dominic Breazeale. Well, we know Dominic Breazeale's tied up with Deontay Wilder, and if he loses Deontay Wilder, it's not someone Dillian Whyte's going to want to touch anyway. So, Kanaki. That could be an interesting fight. 19-0. Last time, I think, for Gerald Washington, beat Gerald Washington. Is someone on the rise? Is he a big enough name to attract the fans in the UK? Can it be built into something special? Can it be built into a pay-per-view event? No. I think it'd be a good fight. I think it'd be a good test to see where both of these fighters are at, to be honest with you. But can it be built to a pay-per-view event? I'm not so sure. Herkovic, 7-0, too early in his career for that fight. I don't think it's something that Dillian Whyte would want to have anything to do with. Derek Chisora, been there, done it twice. Won't be doing it again. I don't think that'll ever happen again. Oscar Rivas, he's 26-0. Again, a possibility, but is that someone? I'm not sure when he last fought, but is that someone again that the British public want to see that can be made into a pay-per-view event? I don't think so. Joe Joyce, good. I think if it was announced, I think people would take some interest. It's a domestic clash, but again, is it someone? He's 8-0. Is it someone that Dillian Whyte would really want to get involved with? Probably not. He thinks he's well above that. He thinks he's top 4, top 5 in the world. So why would he go there? Christian Hammer, no. Think he's been there. Don't want to do it again. Sergey Kuzmin at 15-0. Possibility. And then we go to Helenius, Ruiz Jr., Michael Hunter, Caballal, 19-0. Well, again, that's another opponent, but again, it's about, will it bring the revenue? Will it bring the bums on the seats? Not so sure. The person that you know will bring bums on the seats is Povetkin. Povetkin will bring that bums on the seats. We've seen him before. The British public are fully aware of him. They fully know what he can do. It can be built into something special. So whoever it is, Povetkin, Konaki, Herkovic, Rivas, Kuzmin, whoever it might be, it's certainly not going to be one of the top 4, and that is what we want for. The top 3, and that is exactly what we want for Dillian Whyte to prove himself and try and regain one of those belts. Now, the next question is: Anthony Joshua beats Gerald Miller, which I think most people think will happen. He can't make the Wilder fight for some reason, which is a distinct possibility that's not going to happen after Gerald Miller. So he will have to fight his mandatory for, I think it's the WBO. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the WBO. Now, Dillian Whyte, I believe, was the number 1 contender for the shot at for the WBO title, the mandatory for the WBO title. But it seems now that Alexander Usyk would be the mandatory for the WBO title. So that means, because he's a super champ, and in their rules, if you're a super champ at the weight division below, you can move up and automatically push you into a number 1 ranking for that title. So that distinct possibility, depending on how Usyk gets on with Takam, which I think Takam, tough, durable, those standard words, come forward, pressure. But I believe Usyk is just technically too good for him. Whether he's too good for the big boys, that's yet to be seen. But for someone like Takam, for me, it's a walk in the park. I've said this before, practically, when Takam fought Anthony Joshua. I said Joshua would dispose of him within a couple of rounds, but I don't think. I think Joshua struggled with the height and the late change of opponent. But we've seen what Chisora did to Takam, and I think Usyk will not have a problem with dealing with him. So that puts him out of the WL. Then Deontay Wilder. Will he fight for Deontay Wilder's WBC title once he's dispatched of Dominic Breazeale, which again I think he will do quite handedly. If he does, well, no, because he doesn't have to take his mandatory. He has a voluntary, so he can take another easy fight. Why take on Dillian Whyte? That's hard work. That's hard work. Would Deontay Wilder really want that? So that means he'll have to wait another fight before he can fight Deontay Wilder, even if he is the WBC mandatory. Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, he gets rid of his opponent in the summer. Who's he going to fight after that? I think he'll go back to the Wilder fight. He'll want that rematch and win that title off him. So which changes it all up again, and that still leaves Dillian Whyte, unfortunately, in the cold to fight these mid-table, mid-top 10 opponents and keep banging through them. Yes, he deserves a title fight. I hope he gets a title shot. But unfortunately, with the politics and the landscape of heavyweight boxing right now, it's going to be very difficult for him. Anyway, I believe it will be Povetkin he will fight. Eddie Hearn has good a relationship with Povetkin's team, and I think that will be a fight that they can put together quite easily. Don't quote me on it, because things can change very soon, but I believe that's the most credible opponent for Dillian Whyte at this point in time. That's my phone. Anyway, so that rounds everything up for Dillian Whyte. The case of Dillian Whyte. Have a think about it. Put some comments in. Throw me some questions. Thanks for your support. Thanks for the subscribers, etc., etc., etc. And remember, like I always say, just be careful out there. The streets are mean.
When I wake up in the morning and the alarm gets out of warning, I don't think I'll ever make it on time. By the time I grab my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. It's on.